Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I hope everyone had a blessed day. When I got my son from school, came on to the house. I'm about to get ready to fix something to eat here in a little bit, and then we can go out. He like to go for his bike rides in the afternoon. People probably like, man, bike ride. You don't get a lot of these children don't go outside enough anymore. They like to stay indoors and play video games. And if it was up to him, he probably would play video games 24/7. So sometimes in the afternoon, I'll ride a bike to his school. I think it's probably about a mile and a half. Yeah. So take that bike to his school and he ride it back home in the afternoon. I'll be walking right there behind him so I get my other bike fixed or whatever. But it's good exercise. Walking is good exercise. I see a lot of people that will drive their car in the same area all day long, wasting gas, going back and forth to the same store they could walk to. And some people got health issues that could be prevented. People who got diabetes and stuff, they need to exercise. Exercise, walk, get the blood circulating in your legs, man. So walking don't bother me. It really don't. It's good exercise. I like being outdoors. And it gives my son they don't play outside enough, so get him he likes getting on his bike and going for bike rides. So they don't, They look him over, he's smiling now. Y'all probably can't see him, but he over there smiling now. But I do the best that I can, what I have. I had a lot of things taken away from me because I was hanging around some of the wrong people. Everyone that smiles in your face don't have the best interest for you, and everyone's not your friend. So you live and you learn. I've always done better sticking to myself anyway. So I don't need to have no one try to attach themselves to me or come around and do things around me that's, like I said, I'm a single parent. I don't have no extra help resource wise anyway. I have the extra hands on when it comes down. If I need something to do, my sister, she'll help me out, and my son, his sister, and my dad, but other than that, I really don't ask for a whole lot. I try to do everything on my own with the bare minimum that I do have coming in. Try to stick to myself because it's easy for people to misjudge a book. Not understanding I had a lot of things that were done to me. People will create the problem and then want to call and report back to other people about a problem that they created and then want to act like they were part of the solution. If people can understand what I just said, then they know. The same people who were creating drama or creating chaos in my life were the same ones who want to act like they were the solution to the problem. So I had a lot of things, a lot of games that were played on me. I had other churches, mega churches up there in the Raleigh area that were calling and notifying me about the same ones who call themselves monitoring my every move and watching me. They put eyes on them to let them. They probably didn't know they were being watched and monitored, but they saw what was going on. And it's a shame that it was some of the ones that I called friends, some of the ones I called family. But it is what it is. You live and you learn. Some of them I really didn't associate a whole lot with anyway, so I really didn't need to be around. I don't knock and judge nobody for what they do. But when the person going through things and I was trying to fit in, just trying to figure out, hey, what did I do for certain things to go wrong in my life? And sometimes it's not what you do. Sometimes it's a way God is shifting you in a different direction. And everyone can't go. And letting go and losing people that I grew up with was probably the hardest thing that I had to do. And I watched a lot of my friends do excellent with them, with their lives. They moved away and they're doing excellent with their life. But I had the mindset almost like my father. He never left the area. He never left Edgecombe County at all. So I never had really intended on leaving Garner. That was like my home. But I was forced out of that, after my mom died that same week. My stepfather, he wanted his space. So I told him I would I had to come back down this way, but I also promised my son's grandparents that I wouldn't change my son's school in the middle of the school year like that. So my sister would keep him during the week, the last part of what 2023, and that's what a lot of people don't know. I was forced to come back to an area that I really didn't necessarily know. I necessarily didn't call this place home, but I had to navigate and had to adjust to coming back to a place that, hey, make the best of it. And like I say, I can't complain. Um, that's the G Town though, Garner still home. My son said the same thing. That's where I was raised at. But I was born in this area down here. I just never grew up down here, so I had to learn the landscape and the environment to know where I can and where I shouldn't go. But other than that, man, I just try to stick to myself. I don't knock or judge anyone for what they do, but I just try to be the best parent that I know how to be. And sometimes me being the best parent that I know how to be irritates other people's spirit man, their demons, and they try to make me out to be something that I'm not. Look, I don't need nobody trying to attach themselves. I don't care how people make their money. Whatever works for them, that's them. But man, I've been doing air conditioning heat since I was 13. Been working on cars probably since I was 8. I did landscaping, power washing. I did all that stuff. I never had to run the streets. Never. I didn't hustle. I didn't do any of that stuff. I didn't do anything illegal to make my money. And I made more money than some of the people that was running the streets. Um, I knew it was a lot of people. I used to work on their cars. They want to put lift kits on their cars. I would lift them up, put the cups in between the springs so they could put bigger rims on, taller spindles, install sound system. I installed sound systems right there in my driveway for many, many years. And TVs in the headrest. And that I was doing that. But a lot of my resources I spent entertaining people. And then when it got down to the end, I had a lot of people that was just stealing money from me. So I kind of, I pick and choose which jobs I do now because I don't have the time or the extra resources for people to not be happy with what I do for them. Because I would do jobs for certain people, and either somebody else would go behind me and sabotage it and make it look bad or do bad work, and then here is I have a grumpy, ungrateful customer, and I have to deal with that. I don't have the time to deal with that. That's why even when it comes to me do air conditioning, heat, I try not to do certain things when the weather conditions not. I don't work in the rain. I don't do none of that stuff. I don't, because I don't want to give nobody a sloppy job that people be talking about. I try to stick to myself. I really do. But yeah, I'm not gonna make this video too long. I want you all to be blessed, be encouraged, get into your word, feed your spirit, man, just as much as you feed your natural. Be blessed.